All right. I know what you're thinking, and there's nothing you can do about it. You, back here, just by your being here today. You said, wait a minute, come on, guys. What are you, some kind of marketing spin galley? Now I had to throw this in just for good measure. Any smokers in the room? I'm not going to pick on you, but there's a reason that you're smoking. It has nothing to do with your health, believe me. There's a reason behind it, and it has to do with the mind. Now, this mind is something. Upon it is easier for the next one to be accepted. Opposing thoughts cannot be held simultaneously. Hold those thoughts. Means whenever attention is concentrated on an idea over and over again, it spontaneously realizes itself. I heard Mr. Mary saying earlier, repeat, repeat, repeat. That is a law of suggestion. When you're doing advertising, anybody ever bought advertising media? There are two things that make advertising work. Frequency and reach. Yeah. Law of concentrated attention is at work. Another law, the law of dominant effect. A strong emotion tends to replace a weaker one. That's why fear overcomes logic every time. Fear is a stronger emotion. We saw that take place in the last election. Fear overcame logic. A strong emotion will replace a weaker one every time. We're talking about the mind here. Being suggested something without your being aware. If I can give you an example of that, it would be branding. You're being unconsciously led one way or another. Even while you're sleeping. You ever gone to sleep or you woke up, you're happy, you're kissing everybody? You went to sleep with Martin on in the background, you woke up happy, acting crazy. You went to sleep watching Lifetime, now you're ready to kill your wife. So watch, be aware of this unconsciousness. Another type of suggestion is direct. We come straight to the point. There's no innuendo, no metaphors. This is called a direct type of suggestion. In other words, buy this glove. That's called direct. Come to this event. That's called direct. The next one is called indirect or inferred. I didn't tell you to come to the event, but what I did tell you to do is go on Facebook and watch my video. I want indirect. Another type of suggestion is called hetero. That means somebody else told you. Somebody else suggested it. These are all types of suggestion that's playing on the mind. Another type of suggestion, emotional. Now this is where it really gets deep. Because now we're taking it to the practical realm. Advertising, we talked about earlier. There are two types of advertising, direct and indirect. Let's send out an email blast, a newsletter. Let's invite you to a workshop. Let's do social media. That's part of suggestion. Oh boy, and that's where it gets thick right here. The emotional mind game. You put all three of these together, you can sell anybody anything. You can sell an Eskimo snow. Let's break them down. The last three, I call the loaded gun. Straight out of the psychologist's handbook. Security. We call it the fear factor. If I don't take some type of action, something bad is going to happen to me. Mm-hmm. That's an emotion. Now I want you to think about your service for a minute, because I'm going to give you permission to use these, but like a loaded gun, you have to handle with care. Social. Desire to belong. Now there's a place down in Georgetown right now, even though it's about 32 degrees outside, it's raining, it's cold, and there's a line. There is a line out there right now. But there's always a line. Doesn't matter whether it's snowing. Long as they're open, there's a line. And the reason I knew, I was taking my daughter to school. She was going to school to visit. I took a different route. I saw this line. Next thing I knew, I'm in it. So wait a minute. Why am I in this line? I don't even know what they're selling, and I'm in it. It's called the desire to belong. Nobody wants to be an outcast. Nobody wants to be the odd person out. You ever heard of a company called Mercedes-Benz? Mercedes-Benz, Harley-Davidson, Nike. LeBron James announced his new tennis shoes. He released about 23 pair, and their price going from $3,000 up to $25,000. These are tennis shoes. LeBron James and company read this presentation. So social proof is the most powerful of all of the emotions you're going to come across. So how do I, as a business owner, get social proof working for me? That's an open question.
Testimonial.
Testimonials, very good. You take my class before. Testimonials. You go to my website, it's just one long testimonial. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Now if I'm going to pick on Mr. Pitt back here. Mr. Pitt, if I were to today, let's say based on what you've heard today, that's a great answer. If you take nothing else away from here today,
What did he say?
use social proof in your marketing. Testimonies. Use prestige and non-prestige. Those are two other suggestions. Prestige, we call those opinion leaders. Why do you think they use Michael Jordan to sell Hanes underwear? Does he wear a Hanes better than the next person? Michael Jordan throws basketballs through a hoop. Okay? That's called suggestion. We call that prestige suggestion. Non-prestige will be your testimonies. Use them. Now, how do I get testimonies as a business owner? Anybody got somebody help me out here. Let's say I got a big presentation. I'm doing this big presentation for the MGM Grand. They're looking for a cleaning company. And I got to make this presentation. But I say, I know I'm going to close the deal if I can get me about 5 testimonies. The presentation is tomorrow. You've been asking people for 2 years to write letters of testimony, but they didn't. So how are you going to get 5 by tomorrow? We may have to employ a mind game here. We're not going to lie. We're not going to lie.
Get Oprah to sign off on it.
Get Oprah to sign off on it. Well, that would do it for sure. You would just need one.
Give some freebies and ask them.
So when I go to MGM Grand, they're not thinking this guy just jumped off a truck somewhere.
Just give them a call.
Uh-oh.
Certain amount of questions.
Oh, I love this guy. This is how you do it. Take this away with you today. Do a survey. Do a follow-up survey. Now, if you call these folks and say, look, I'm calling you to get a testimony, they're going to hang up on you. I guarantee you. Man, look, I ain't got time for this. The kid's crying. I got a job I'm trying to get out the door. But let's say you called them and say, look, I am doing a follow-up to make sure that the service that I just sold you is working. They would take that call every day. They go, oh, man, that's great. Thank you. I love this. But they did a song called Good Thoughts, Bad Thoughts. If you're looking for help and you get tired of listening, you gravitate to that which you secretly love most. You meet in life the exact reproduction of your own thoughts. You rise as high as the dominant aspirations of yourself. You descend to the level of the lowest concept of yourself. Be careful of the thought seeds you plant in the garden of your mind, for seeds grow after their kind. Every thought felt as true or allowed to be accepted as true by your conscious mind takes root in your subconscious, blossoms sooner or later into an act and bears its own fruit. Good thoughts bear forth good fruits. BS thoughts rot your meat. Now, they didn't say BS. Think right and you can fly. The kingdom of heaven is within. Free your mind and your ass will follow. That's exactly where they put it. Y'all can cut that out. You can censor that on there.
That's all good.
Did these guys nail it or what?
Yes.
They nailed it. That's it. Oh man, that takes me back. That is good thoughts, bad thoughts. I was on that thing on the bed at night. But guess what? Think about the subconsciousness. That probably had a lot to do with my going into marketing, my going up. Thing applies to you and your business, to your customers. We're talking about the mind today. Now, oh, my graphics are missing. Oh, this is killing me. But anyway, I'm going to help you pull back the curtain today. I wrote a book back in 2008 called Played in Full. I don't even know why I wrote it. So many things happen by inference. The economy has just tanked. People are out of work. I had just been laid off from this company I've been working. Well, I don't call layoff. We decided to go our separate ways. Wink, wink. You know how you do that? They give you a chance to write your own letter so you can look good. How do you want to say this, Robert? I'm like, well, let's see. Of course not. You got your, that goes back to that social proof. You don't look like you've been fired by anybody, right? Oh, shoot, I left that job, man. I got tired of them. I'm ready to go out and start on my own. 6 figures out.